Greetings, people of the interweb. Once more is joining me is Dave and Jordan.
We're back.
What's up?
Yeah, for another trailer analysis of the not really much anticipated Fantastic Four.
It's a good intro.
I thought it was anticipated, but
I mean, maybe for some, but
I'm sure there are some hardcore
yeah, Fantastic
Fantastic
Four
fans that
junkies.
want them to get it right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So we just got done watching the trailer, which Jordan, that was your first time watching the trailer. if
That's
I'm not
correct.
mistaken.
My second time watching the trailer.
Yeah, I think it was my second as well. So we'll start with you, Jordan. What did
a
you
very
think?
fresh reaction.
yeah, looks a lot more serious than the last installment
Yeah.
from 10 years ago.
Almost Christopher Nolan Dark Knight.
A little
Yeah.
bit. It
vibe.
surprised me in that aspect. Not that I thought it would be like the last one, but I
Yeah.
thought it had a little more funniness to
Be
it.
a bit more lighthearted. But
Yeah.
Like
a little
most of
more.
the Marvel movies, that is kind
Yeah,
of their
and especially with the
signature.
cast.
What's the it's the different. Well, it's Sony, right? Who owns Fantastic Fox?
Fox.
Yeah,
Fox.
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 Yeah, Fox still owns.
They seem to
Fantastic
want to
Four
take a
and X-Men.
different road with it.
Especially just looking at the cast, you'd think it'd be a little more
It was not thrilled with
comedy,
the cast at all.
comedy driven.
Yeah,
I'm still not really sold on the cast, but
like I mean, I've really only seen like Kate Mara, who's
House of Cards, which I'm fine with it. Did her hair change color in the trailer? Like, is that going to be a kind of stupid little thing they do when, I got back from space, I'm blonde now?
Yeah,
Maybe.
It's like she's really the only one that I've seen like her work, like a little bit of her work. The other actors,
I've seen a little bit of Miles Teller.
I've seen Miles, I've seen Michael.
Impressed,
and
but again,
different
he's
things.
he's getting a lot bigger and a lot of different
And
roles
they're at
lately.
the age where they're evolving as actors.
Yeah.
They're going to be taking better roles.
I'm sure like they're all fine actors.
Stuff that
but
challenges
I
them.
Still,
I
just
think
feel like
Kate Mara's probably the most accomplished.
yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
But I just feel like
A lot of buzz, as we were saying about that.
She's up for
Whatever
a
the
Star
drummer
Wars. She's up for a
movie-
Star
Yeah.
Wars
really
role or a spinoff against her sister, by the way.
interesting.
So she's.
I always preferred her to her
Getting her,
sister.
yeah.
Whatever.
Well, you're just thinking of her as she was in the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Nah, well, I saw her in Social Network.
Oh, Social
More
Network too.
normal
Yeah.
look, but just
Looks wise, definitely
Yeah.
Kate.
But yeah. So I don't know. My impression was again it did seem a bit more serious, but also with the trailer, it's kind of like it doesn't really explain.
oh yeah, no, it's more it's
I
really
mean,
a
yeah,
teaser.
it was
Or, yeah,
only-
teaser.
It was a 2-minute teaser. It's not a whole lot. You
yeah.
can
Wasn't a huge fan
gather.
of the little bit we saw of the Thing either. It's
Yeah.
way too heavily CGI'd, and I would say the best things about I didn't even see the second movie, but the original movie.
Oh, you're missing
One of the best
No.
things was Michael Chiklis. That's what I've heard. I don't really plan on seeing it, but one of the best things about that was Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, he
as,
I thought he was a really good.
Again, it's like as lambasted as it's been. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was more of a light-hearted,
Yeah.
affair. But
I mean, I think it was just
it wasn't amazing or anything.
At the
It was an
time,
alright
pretty much
movie.
all the superhero movies were they basically just took the name of like the characters and like their villains and just did their own
Yeah.
thing with it. Whereas now they're especially with Marvel, they're actually using the source material more or less. But yeah, it's, I don't know. My first impression is just kind of like not a whole lot's really given out about what's going on exactly. Whereas, I think that'll work for
Kind of
their
runs all
benefit.
over the place.
Yeah.
Even though it's 2 minutes.
I mean, I think that kind of will work for its benefit because a lot
Yeah.
of people are expecting it to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so long as it can top the first
Yeah.
wave
I
or first
really
batch.
wasn't. I kind of forgot it even was coming out this week.
Yeah.
The trailer, because I'm not anticipating it, but I'm also not gonna just throw it down and shun
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah,
if it's, I'm still gonna see it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have a whole lot of expectation.
Yeah.
I've got more expectation for Jurassic World,
Yeah,
another analysis we did that we
feel
were
free to check that
kind
out.
of on the
if you haven't
fence.
already.
Yeah, I'm trying to promote some stuff in
Come
here.
on.
We'll get
Yeah.
to TrueCard.com later.
That's it.
But yeah, I
ads
like
later.
to-
We
I
haven't
like-
figured out how to work that in yet.
I don't really know what theme they were going with in this new trailer. It was a little more dark.
Yeah,
I think it
Like
was.
we mentioned earlier, I'm just still, since I just saw it,
I think
it's
it
fresh
was
in my
just
mind.
let's do the polar opposite of the last movie.
Yeah, I think
Those
they're
were so
trying not to
critically
fail like they did
bashed.
with the last one.
Yeah.
Almost what the Amazing Spider-Man's doing with Spider-Man, with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
What their,
It's still kind of up in
intent,
the air as
yeah,
to
what their
what they're doing with
intent
that now,
was,
too.
but I kind of see like, because you can argue that some of these don't need reboots, even though
Yeah.
like the
No,
previous
they're gonna keep
installments
getting
were
rebooted.
bad, but
Yeah.
they just feel like they have to do so much more, like almost the opposite to make it better.
I almost kind of feel like
that's my impression.
they're just like rebooting
kind of a 180.
Fantastic Four just to keep the
lose
rights. I think it's like after 8
And they're big
years.
superheroes in the Marvel world.
Yeah,
Some of the first that Stan Lee created.
They kind of. I mean, it was not as extreme, but I guess for the Marvel movie universe, they kind of screwed it up, like they did with Daredevil.
Yeah,
To the point where it kind of hurts the character.
Yeah, I was
It
surprised
hurts the
they never
character more
did.
than even helps the
They
popularity.
never
Yeah.
did another Daredevil film, but now they're getting a
TV
TV
show-
series.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's
From what
good.
I've been hearing, I mean, the casting
Yeah.
and the director from Spartacus is on.
oh nice.
So what I keep hearing about it, I mean, it sounds like it could
Then
actually
again,
be pretty good.
Daredevil's a really cool character. So,
Yeah, I love
One of
him.
the best, most in-depth Marvel characters for sure.
but
I think a TV series could serve it.
Yeah,
better.
I'd still want to see a movie just because I'm such a fan. But I think I'm pretty excited for the TV
Get
series.
Mark Waid to write the movie.
Yeah, then everything will be
But
great.
maybe here's another question: do you think Fantastic Four would work better as a series than a film? Because cause again, like
Some episodes, yeah, but I could see a lot of it dragging on,
Yeah.
almost like the Agents of Shield.
well, I feel like maybe if they kept it like
It'd be a super
maybe a bit
expensive
more
show,
short
too.
and simple.
Yeah,
Mostly with like Doctor Doom.
yeah.
Probably one of the coolest Marvel villains. Because like in the
it's his own country.
fictitious country, but
Still.
pretty cool.
How many of them can say they have a country?
Yeah, but like because I know in the original Fantastic Four movies, like he had like electric powers or something like that, which he has no superpowers whatsoever in the comics. He has magic. And he's really good. Like most of the time, like when they would fight Doctor Doom, it was just like robots, robot
his
replicas.
Doombots.
Yeah, it's Doombots. Like he isn't a very accomplished scientist and sorcerer, but that was about it. He had no powers at all. Which, I guess like in a film, I kind of get. I don't know, maybe the decision to have him have some kind of superpower, I guess, instead of having to explain how he got. Magic powers. Which again, if they did a TV show, maybe they could.
Which I think
that a
does
bit
bring
better.
another interesting point. They haven't really, until I guess Doctor Strange comes out, really dealt with the whole magic side of anything in Marvel.
And if you're not
Or
familiar
DC,
with
really.
that character, you wouldn't even know about magic. So
No, not at all.
I think it's time they really
Yeah, is that
showed that side.
I think a lot of people wouldn't expect that. It's just nuclear accident or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What I do hope with this movie, sort of like Amazing Spider-Man 1 did, they kept it close to the comics.
Yeah.
That's
It did
the
feel
thing I
like-
liked about the first movie.
Yeah, it did.
Felt like
it
watching
felt-
a comic.
Yeah.
Since, we grew up with the cartoons and reading some comics, it'd be a nice thing to see with this film. If you can find some ideas and storylines from previous books, it doesn't have to be follow exactly, but if you can get
enough of the source material.
kind of close, I think it would do a lot better.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Which
'Cause I'm not sure all the actors even I doubt they read the comics.
Probably not. It'd be great if they did.
Yeah.
Because at least if you're an actor and you're a fan of it, you can give some input in it and be like, yeah, this is not.
Most of these
what,
people
you
did
know.
not. Even all the other superheroes, a lot of them didn't.
Yeah,
and
at
then
least
they go
try to
back and
delve
read,
into
and they
it
actually,
all.
a lot of them like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Cumberbatch right now, going back to Doctor Strange, is like marathon reading.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tons of Doctor Strange to get, but I mean, he's a whole different caliber.
Yeah.
That kind of preparation and what if you listen to interviews with him and stuff, it's,
That
the
method
level,
acting.
the level he takes it to.
Yeah.
So I'm confident, really, whatever role they would have cast him in, I think it'll be great as Doctor Strange. But if
Definitely.
if he wound up being some other character, I'd be just as happy.
Of course, another thing though is, again with like the trailer, it didn't really.
Yeah, more back on topic.
I
Stop talking
mean,
about
it's still
Benedict Cumberbatch.
within the Marvel universe, but more on topic though with the trailer. It looked like it was kind of just focusing more on, I guess, the accident that.
Yeah, that's
their
what I got.
powers.
That's what I, yeah.
Because I know in like
But that's
the original, like there was did show like some of Doctor Doom because that is their primary villain in Fantastic Four. So it's like
he's gonna be in there.
Oh,
But like, is he going to be like the main antagonist, or is it going to be one of those things where like he shows up more towards the end? It's kind of like, yeah,
Amazing Spidey.
It's kind of like the Fantastic Four. I will defeat you. Because in the comics, he has a huge rivalry with Reed
Richards.
Yeah, there we go.
Mr. Fantastic himself.
Yeah,
they're both super geniuses.
Mr. Miles Teller
they at least
himself.
They at least had that in the original movie, the whole rivalry between Victor Von Doom.
Good versus evil.
Yeah. So it's like or maybe it's just gonna be one of those things where they come back to Earth and they're dealing with the fact that they have superpowers now. So that was one thing that I did really like about Fantastic Four is. They hated the fact that they had superpowers. They're like, I don't want this.
They want to be normal, young adults and do young, normal adult things.
Yeah,
like,
I think that's kind of the brilliance
go to the movies
of
and eat ice cream
and not catch on fire, or just become invisible all of a sudden. Or be made of rocks.
I think that's kind of the brilliance though of Stan Lee's writing, because most of the DC heroes, they're kind of just cardboard,
I will say, I've always liked the Fantastic Four. I've never been a huge fan, but I've never been one of those people that just dissed them. I couldn't tell you how many issues I've read. I haven't read a whole lot.
Yeah,
I like the whole.
I like the Ultimate Fantastic Four. I didn't get much into it, but I'm a big fan of the Ultimate series anyway. I started with
some of the
early
crossovers
2000s.
I read of that. I like the different take on Reed Richards was a bit more of the evil scientist, or was definitely a flawed character.
Yeah.
Like he wound up. I don't know. He started some cataclysmic event.
I always liked the Human Torch too.
Yeah.
I always thought he was pretty cool.
Brings me to a good point. Some controversy. The character is
Chris
white.
Evans wants his role back.
Apparently. But anyway, the character is white and the actor is black.
That didn't really throw me off. I was just kind of like, oh.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, it's just.
I think in general, instead of trying to change all these characters, these already established characters. Which, granted, I understand the need for it because a lot of these characters were created, in segregation times and all that. And then certainly need updates, a lot of them. But why don't we create new black or female or Asian or whatever characters instead of just trying to, make all these pre-established characters something they're not.
Yeah.
I don't really care that much for the sake of the movie, but I just thought it was an issue. The people are talking about.
Yeah, because again, I imagine a lot, some of the fan base and just people in general are kind of like, what the hell? Where's this coming from? Is he like a stepbrother or half brother?
Aren't they? Just off topic, real quick. Idris Elba, isn't he supposed to be like the Green Lantern?
There was a precedent for that because there was a Green Lantern,
but a lot of people that don't read the books don't know that. They think it's still the Ryan Reynolds character. Yeah. But I was just thinking of that's kind of on the same topic.
That would definitely bring a different dimension.
Yeah.
If they were gonna reboot,
but with Green Lantern, there is John Stewart.
For those that don't know, there's like 5 Green Lanterns. Maybe 6 now.
So that, I guess that was kind of the thing that I assumed they were doing with.
But I'd have no problem with it.
Yeah, the Human Torch is just kind of like
it was worth mentioning. But
again, something that is worth mentioning, especially with the reboot. And
times have changed.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like maybe this reboot will work in its favor and actually do well.
I'm always more on the positive side for these things, even if I don't really think it'll be that well. I want to hold out hope. And
it's so hard to say at this point.
Just because the other ones, the last 2 Fantastic Fours were nothing. So
we'll really get a better taste, I think, when the first actual trailer comes out.
Mm-hmm. Then we can do like a second, actual
so stay
analysis.
tuned, people.
We should specify this teaser.
Yeah, the teaser.
These are like
just giving us a little poke.
These are production notes that you'll hear because we don't edit.
No, because editing's.
What's the point of editing?
Yeah, this is improv,
takes time,
man. Yeah, time and effort.
Takes time we don't have. We're busy trying to bring you
quality.
Top quality. TrueCar.com is changing car buying forever.
Exactly. I guess just like any other things you all want to mention about the teaser.
It teased me in
not as much as Star Wars teased me.
Certain ways.
Or Jurassic World.
No, like again, the beauty with like the Star Wars trailer, which we did another analysis on. Feel free to check that out as well.
Shameless self-promotion.
I hope Miles Teller, because he's had a history of like more comedic roles. I hope he's not too serious in this.
Yeah.
Like where he overacts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got a little bit from.
I'm
But
hoping
again,
because
it's so
he
you don't
has
really
some
get-
natural like where he can be funny.
Yeah.
So if he can bring a little bit of both to it, I just don't want him to be over the top.
Yeah.
Like where he has to just focus in and be not himself, I guess.
Yeah.
So that'd be one concern I'd have.
Yeah,
Just
I
from the
think
few
they're-
films
yeah.
I've seen him in.
Yeah,
Not to say- I
I've
think
always
he's an
kind of gotten
okay
a bit
actor.
Of a douchey
I'm sure
vibe
he's-
off of him in general, but maybe that's just the roles
You're thinking of Efron.
I've seen him. Probably maybe a little bit. I guess I kind of grouped them together, all those actors in the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least
Guess that's not fair.
I-
You take what you can get.
yeah,
as
I
an
wasn't
actor,
sure
but
what the studio was wanting
I'm
for.
open. I'm open to it.
'Cause
Yeah.
these are young actors, but they're
Yeah.
known. They're not huge yet. So I guess they're because some films just want to get unknown actors completely. So
Worked for Thor.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you know, again,
it's worked for a lot of Marvel people
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and resurrected careers, as we've
Yeah.
said before. Robert Downey.
Jr., which might need to happen again. Fortunately, that could be
Yeah.
a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think. Will it be a great movie? Probably not.
no.
Will it be terrible? I hope not. I'm gonna say it'll be average to
I'm pretty
potentially
in the middle,
good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty in
So,
the middle right now.
I think it has potential, even though it was 2
Yeah.
minutes. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
It's kind of like a lot of the
Yeah.
like just feedback that I've heard from the trailer, not just like from friends and stuff like that on Facebook, but like I read through some of the comments, and a lot of people are just anticipating it to be just god awful. They're just doing it just so that way they can keep the
Well,
rights.
troll's gonna troll.
Yeah, but you get that with just about anything.
That's because they ain't us.
Exactly, they're just peanut butter jealous.
Yes, they are.
So-
Kentucky jealous.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think at the worst it'll be. I guess I don't know what we're all expecting. Just kind of a mediocre, like good enough to where it's like, yeah, okay, it didn't ruin the franchise, but it didn't really.
It's not going to be another.
Marvel
franchise
hasn't had a
tentpole.
ton of
Yeah,
bad
no.
movies recently, unless you want to count like Amazing 2.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a whole lot of just
Well,
awful.
it's the studios too.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
less faith in Fox and Sony than I do in Marvel
True.
Studios.
Yeah.
Me too.
But yeah, I guess to kind of wrap it up, we're getting a little long here. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell so far, but I'm fairly open.
Yeah,
I don't really have an expectation at this point. Besides that, I guess my final thought would be it does kind of look like almost a knee-jerk reaction
Yeah.
to the past 10 or so, however many years of bashing
Yeah.
that it's gotten.
I just think
I think
I guess
it's-
that key going
It's
into
needed.
the film
It's
is
needed right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah. But I just think the key is, or in my opinion, is to kind of go in with like little to no expectations. Just that way,
Yep.
you're not going to be disappointed. Just
Yep.
kind of be like, yeah, it is what it is.
That's what I do with most movies anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this trailer analysis.
Under 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Short one for
New
us.
records. So
Comment, subscribe, like,
TrueCar.com.
stuff.
yeah, all that jazz. So until next time, everybody.